Hello everyone. Today we are going to do an experiment with a flower. Alright, I have taken a flower. This is a hibiscus or a China rose, and the scientific name is Hibiscus rosa sinensis. You all have seen this is a very familiar flower. If you do not have this flower, you can do the experiment with any other flower that is available in your pot or in your garden. Alright, now let's start. Now first, this is the stalk of the flower. The stalk of the flower helps the flower to be in erect position, so that it gets ample exposure. The insect can come and sit on it, for pollination. So this is called the stalk or the pedicel. Alright, now if you notice, this part is slightly swollen. This is thin, this is slightly thick. Now this thick part of the flower is called thalamus or receptacle. The thalamus or the receptacle. Now this part is the green part which is called the calyx. This is called the calyx. So my first whorl is the calyx. I'll just open this and show you how it looks like. See? Each of this is called a sepal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sepals are there, and together this whorl is called a calyx. Alright, now what is the function of the calyx? The function of the calyx is it protects the flower in the bud stage. See, this is a bud, and the bud is covered by the sepal, or the 5 sepals together form calyx, which is protecting the flower in the bud stage. This is the bud. This will grow into a flower. Alright, the next part. Now let us see what is the next part is. The next, we will keep all this. The next part is this colorful, attractive part of the flower, and they are called petals. Each one is called petal. Let us count how many petals are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 petals together form the second whorl, which is called the corolla. So I'll just open this. If you have a sharp knife, you can do it with that too. So this is my second whorl of the flower. You have to be very gentle. Yes. Alright. So I'll just keep it like this. These are the petals, and together they are called corolla. They help the flower to attract insects for pollination. They come in variety of colors. You all must have seen. That's how it makes nature so beautiful. Alright. Now we come to now these two are the non-productive part, but this is the reproductive part of the flower. That means it helps the flower for reproduction, or to make fruit, from fruit a new seed, and so on. Now this is the male part of the flower. If you see, now the male part of the flower is called androecium. Now what does androecium has? The androecium has stamen. Now if you notice, these are my stamens, of which the lobe structure above is called the anther. It is called the anther, and this small tiny thing is the stamen. Here all the stamens are together, so this is called a staminal column. Alright. This is called a staminal column. Now we will just cut this out and let us see what comes out from this. This is the male part of the flower. Now the male part of the flower, we all know that it contains the pollen, and the pollen has the male gamete. You have to be very, very careful and gentle while doing the dissection. Now let's see. This is together called the androecium. The androecium has the anther and the stamen. The stamen together is forming a staminal column here, but otherwise stamens can be free also. This is the third whole of the flower. This third whole is called androecium, and this anther at the top, this anther contains the pollen. So if you take it like this, something powdery comes out, okay, and these are the pollens which contains the male sex gamete, okay. And this is my female part of the flower. The female part of the flower contains an ovary, okay. This is the long style and this is the stigma, okay. All together there it is called gynoecium. Alright. Now here both the male and the female part is present in the same flower, so we can call it as a bisexual flower. It also has all the 4 whorls, therefore we can say it is a complete flower too. Thank you.